What's up everyone? Welcome to Crypto Maximalist. Today we're going to be taking a look at Vechain and its recent price action, along with some talk about news and fundamentals, and with the price prediction for the short and the long term as well. Before we begin, we'd just like to say thank you so much to everyone for their continued support, the likes and subscribers, Patreon and YouTube members, and all your amazing comments and sharing. We appreciate you all so much on the channel, and we've been growing incredibly fast recently, so thank you to all of you. Our community has been growing amazingly well recently. It's all down to you guys, so thank you so much. If you want to support the channel, please like and subscribe so you don't miss any videos, and turn on bell notifications as well. We're posting 4 videos per day, so come back every day for daily updates and analysis. In any instance, you can sign up to our free Telegram via the description. This is not financial advice. Welcome to Crypto Maximalist. Let's begin. So as we can see, it's been a very, very bloody day for Vechain, along with the entirety of the market. In the past 24 hours, we've seen a massive sell-off in the entirety of the market, largely led by Bitcoin FUD and a lot of FUD in the news. We would like to reiterate a point that we've been making for the past few weeks, which is that there's going to be a lot of FUD in the market, and it does seem as though there is some kind of coordinated attack happening on cryptocurrency right now. It's the only way that we could describe the sheer amount of different news sources coming out with bearish news to do with the cryptocurrency space, or at least supposedly bearish news. And if we're being completely honest, we don't see it as anything less than an actual attack on the market in trying to basically get people to shake out, get people with weak hands to sell, so that institutions can actually buy back in at lower prices. We've actually seen, based on some of the analysis that we've been doing, that a lot of the newer money in the market is capitulating and selling currently, probably due to inexperience with the volatility of the cryptocurrency space, whilst big whales, institutions for example, and also older money is buying and holding these crypto assets that we've been seeing massive losses for in the past few days. So all we could say is we believe across the board there is manipulation happening in the market currently, and it seems very likely to us that the market still is going to bounce back from this. There would be no reason obviously for all this manipulation if there wasn't some kind of benefit for these whales in the end, and we do think that manipulation is what is occurring right now. It seems very likely to us. When we look at the data, we'd like to reiterate that all the institutions and big whales are still buying. They're buying on the way down, whilst it seems as though most of the newer money, retail investors, are getting shook out because of the volatility in the market. So we'd like to reiterate that we do believe that this is all a manipulation. It does seem as though this massive move to the downside has been under the duress of a massive amount of coordinated FUD in recent weeks. Basically the Tesla FUD, the hash rate dumping that we saw for the first dump a few weeks ago, followed by FUD about Tether, about India and China both banning cryptocurrency again for around the 7th time, which seems to happen basically every few months. There's always some FUD coming out about China reiterating that they're banning cryptocurrency, or India, but this seems like a common occurrence at this point. But for whatever reason, in the past week or so, there's probably been about 5 to 10 different pieces of FUD that we've seen, which shouldn't actually affect the market that much. It seems as though they're probably just they honestly just seem to be pieces of FUD that don't actually affect the market that much, but because they're pertaining to cryptocurrency, they're causing huge sell-offs in the market. And obviously, as we can see, this is a massive drop from the all-time high, well over 50% at this point, even over 60% here, as we can see here. If we look at the perfect bounce that we got off of Vechain off of this 10-cent support. So as we can see, we were actually saying that it was unlikely that Vechain was going to fall down below this 15-cent range, as we can see here. There was a massive amount of buying pressure in this area. As we can see, there was a huge wick, and we did have a strong amount of resistance in this area here, and also we can see this wick here. So we didn't think that there would be a capitulation beyond this point, because we strongly believed that there was a massive amount of buying pressure. But obviously the continued and relentless FUD that we've seen for the general market, combined with Bitcoin leading the market down even more because of all the uncertainty that's being placed into the market right now, it has led cryptocurrencies down even more than everyone thought was possible. We would like to reiterate that we still don't think that this is the bear market, because in pretty much every other single instance where a bear market was triggered, it's not triggered by massive fear in the market. It's actually triggered by massive euphoria. So usually what happens is there's a huge parabolic run up at the end of the bull run. And then there's basically a big sell-off that the market can't recover from. But currently what we're seeing is, for pretty much every single crypto, is a huge amount of fear and uncertainty in the market, brought about by quite obvious market manipulation in our opinion. And what we're seeing is basically people are being shaken out because they believe that prices are never going to bounce back. As we can see, there's been a lot of selling off in the market. So currently there's a massive amount of fear. But again, we'd like to reiterate that we do think that Vechain is a project that is going to bounce back. We think the market as a whole is going to bounce back as well. We still think altcoin season is fast approaching, especially considering that Bitcoin is performing so poorly recently. It does seem as though there's quite a lot of altcoins which are also tending to perform quite well. We're going to be taking a look at Polygon today, which hasn't actually dumped that much from its all-time high in comparison to most stuff. Vechain has obviously been a crypto which has been affected quite badly recently, but we probably think this may be to do with the parabolic move that it had to the upside recently as well. So it seems very likely to us that Vechain is going to bounce back along with the whole market. We'd love to reiterate for you to do your own research. Take another moment to evaluate what you're holding. If you feel as though you're too overexposed, then maybe rebalance your portfolio. Not financial advice, of course. But basically, make sure you know what you're holding. You don't want to panic sell. You don't want to sell the bottoms and then buy the tops. As we can see, a few weeks ago, everyone was buying the tops here out of euphoria on Vechain specifically. And now it seems as though people are selling the bottoms in terms of fear. And this is something that you generally don't want to do. Not financial advice, of course, but we are just trying to reiterate and inform our viewers because we obviously care about you. And we really appreciate all your support. That it's important to do your own research. And as we can see, if we look at this macro blue trend line, we have actually come back down and tested these sorts of areas for a more progressive upwards trajectory. As we can see here, we could actually draw a channel that looks something like this. And we've basically broken back down into this channel after a period of trading well over the channel in a space of euphoria here, as we can see. So when you look at things from this perspective, it doesn't actually seem that things are going that bad for Vechain. Obviously, we expected this bull flag to play out, and it didn't. It actually broke to the downside. But we do believe that this is strongly due to market FUD in general, and we may well be forming a bull flag here. We may well be forming a bull flag. As we can see, we're trading downwards inside of this, but because we're in a bull market still, which we believe is the case, if we see a bounce to the upside from here, we'd like to see Vechain coming back up, retesting these 15 to 16 cent levels in the next week or so, trying to bounce off of this trend line that we've outlined here. And if that's the case, we could be seeing Vechain bouncing back, maybe coming back down and retesting this macro trend line again, maybe bouncing around inside of this flag that we're seeing here, bouncing off the upwards trend line and then bouncing off this downward flag. And then hopefully we'd like to see it break to the upside again in the next month or so. Obviously, we'd like to reiterate that our previous price targets, 40 to 50 to 60 cents in the next month, we still think are achievable, but obviously you really can't legislate for the huge amount of FUD and manipulation that has been happening in the market recently. At least that's what it seems like to us. So we'd like to reiterate that we still think these are possible, but until all the weak hands are shaken out and we do see a huge bounce to the upside, it may be more reasonable to expect that a 20 to 30 cent Vechain in the next month or so, with a nice recovery to the upside back into these levels that we're looking for, maybe more of a reasonable target. We still maintain that we think that Vechain can head to $2 to $3 by the end of the year, because we don't think this bull market is over by any stretch, and there is just a huge amount of fear and manipulation happening currently. So we'd like to reiterate to everyone to do your own research, stay safe, don't over leverage yourself. Not financial advice, of course, but just take a look at what you're holding, know what you're holding and the potential of it, and basically don't panic. So that's our update for Vechain today, guys. We'd like to thank everyone for watching. If you have any comments, questions or suggestions, please let us know down in the comment section below. Also, make sure to hit the like button as it helps the channel out so much, so if you're a fan of the channel, please hit the like button now. Currently only 10% of our viewers are subbed, and we'd love to see our community to continue to grow more, so please hit the big red subscribe button. If you'd like to support the channel more directly, please sign up to our Patreon via the link in the description below, or sign up to our YouTube membership by hitting the join button right next to the sub below this video, where you can get access to our private Discord. We're going to be offering a host of additional benefits, including coin calls, and the higher tiers gain one-to-one access to us personally, as well as a look at our personal portfolio, our daily research of cryptos with massive potential, and not to mention a 100x portfolio that we're currently constructing. So please take advantage of that there. Don't forget to get 2 free stocks with Webull by signing up and then depositing $100 using the link in the description below. You can quite literally deposit the $100, get your 2 free stocks, and then withdraw the money, so there's no reason not to do that, and they could be valued all the way up to $1,600 each. You can also sign up to our free Telegram via the description as well. All the links are in the description for affiliate links for discounts and free crypto. Please like and subscribe. We are Crypto Maximalists.